car number 27X from Byron, Jim Skinner. And our man on the flying trapeze, the 12 car, Brad Furr of Dublin in the second place position.
Dublin, California, Jenkins Motorsports, and Mills Corporation. Aaron Machini of Furry Tires, the sponsors, and Brad Furr. Out of Dublin, 16363. Brad, I believe this is his third in his front line. Brad Furr.
Going to work on the inside of Brad Furr, and he's got one. We've got Furr in the fence, and he's upside down. Eric Rossi racing with Brad Furr, and Furr drove it in a double ton into turn number 3. It didn't stick, and he saw the wall. Up and over he goes. Red flag.
Second of 4 heat events coming your way as Bammer and Furr will set the pace exiting turn 4. Here they come, and we're off. Good looking start, Furr on the top side. Furr down the backstretch holds a commanding lead with Todd Bammer running second. Finn is third, and Brent Kading is knocking on the door. Ryan Riley is currently fifth in the 98X. Brad Furr continues to lead. Sean Finn runs a solid second. Then comes Brad Furr, 1 lap from victory. The only fight could be for fourth between Todd Bammer and Tyler Walker. Currently, Furr, Finn, and Kading, though, are locked in the front 3. Here comes Walker trying for fourth. Furr will be your winner. Finn is second. Kading is third.
Tommy Tarleton gets fourth. I'll give fifth to the wheeling Brad Furr.
As they make it through turns 1 and 2, we're in 3 and 4. And Brad Furr moves by Brent Kading into the second spot. Brent battles back on the inside. They get ready to go green. Little wheel stand by Brent Kading. Look at Brad Furr. What a dive. Can he hold on to the racetrack? He does. Brad Furr takes the lead on lap 3 restart. Brad Furr driving the wheels off that Sandina Corporation number 2F. Hannigan caught by surprise as Furr now starts to stretch the lead over Randy Hannigan. Brent Kading is third. Brad Furr continues with a nice smooth line around the top of the racetrack. 9 down. Brad Furr moving around traffic, gets around Faravanti Jr. Oh, I tell you, Brad Furr, extremely stout here tonight as he leads the field off of turn 4, 11 down. Brad Furr with a big lead now. We'll see how much Hannigan has as he will try to reel in Brad Furr, who is on a rail. Brad Furr with the perfect setup as he motors around turn 4, complete snap number 17. And Hannigan goes to the inside of Furr. Furr stays on the high side. They're side by side off of 2. Hannigan on the inside, and the number 1, Furr number 2 on the outside. Stays up on the top of the racetrack. Hannigan, they're dead even at the line on lap number 22, an 8-lap shootout to the finish. Brad Furr continues to work the top. Hannigan stays on the bottom, and this time Hannigan goes to the inside, and Brad Furr slams the door on Hannigan. Now Furr trying to get around Coelho. Coelho stays up high, Furr goes to the inside. And here comes BK up on the high side. BK has found the sweet spot. Brent Kading, 2-amp, goes around Hannigan. Now driving around the outside. He has saved the tire until the end, and now he's put the hammer down. Brent Kading goes to the inside. New leader, Brent Kading off of 2. BK saved the tire, and now he is gone, has found the setup. Brent Kading even working on the beta of the racetrack. BK leads lap number 25. Brad Furr now second. Hannigan third, fourth. Again, heavy traffic for the leader. He drifts up high. Brad Furr makes a move. It's 3 wide down to the line. Anybody's race. Brad Furr in the middle. It's Hannigan who takes the lead, but here comes BK and Hannigan within a half a car at the line. Brent Kading tries the bottom. Hannigan's there. They tangle. Hannigan up onto the infield. BK goes by. Brad Furr tries to make a move for that second spot. BK in turn 2 out of 4. Brent Kading picks up the checkered bag. Brent Kading picks up the win. Hannigan will finish second. Brad Furr third.
I do, but it was a great race. I tell you, that Brad Furr was a tough racer tonight. If he didn't have trouble with some of the lap cars, he was the feature winner. He had the best race car. He drove as hard out. I tell you, he did one heck of a job. Nobody out there ran any harder than he did. So tribute to him and his team.
And got that one, and I asked those other guys, how close was it that one time when you guys were 3 wide coming down the front straightaway?
It was pretty close. I felt like a piece of meat on a sandwich.
Are you disappointed that, I mean, I know obviously you want to win this thing, but how disappointed are you that it didn't end up with a 2F car coming across the line first?
Well, I really wanted to do it for the fans that I have up there and for my team and stuff, but I mean, my team did a good job and they figured it out. These 2 old guys just outsmarted me, I guess.
A great job. There's going to be plenty more big races from Brad Furr to come. Congratulations once again, Brad, on a job well done. Brad Furr, the driver of car number 2F.
All right, well, let's show you some more highlights from the week gone by. The NARC Sprint cars sure had a wild one. It was at San Jose, the next to last race of last year. This one wasn't over till it was over.
They come off with third 4. Brent Kading, the point leader on the pole, blows the start and loses the early lead to Randy Hannigan. In red is Brad Furr, and these 3 guys are going to put on a heck of a show. Here comes Furr around the outside, working on Hannigan. He takes over the lead. Where is Kading? He's right here. He's coming after Furr as well. Dips to the bottom, hooks up with Hannigan in hot pursuit. Furr says, I will have none of that. They go to the other end. Kading slips wide. Furr comes back underneath. Look at Hannigan on the inside. 3 wide. A dead heat as they cross the start-finish line. It just keeps getting better. Kading goes back to the front. Hannigan doing wheelies. Kading is trying to lock up the championship here. And Hurricane on the bottom is trying to keep the title race alive. It's decided on the final lap. Here they go. Into turn 1. Hannigan trying to block the bottom. Kading nips and turns him. A bit of a wheelie. Hannigan recovers. Kading holds the lead as they come for start-finish. Here comes Furr after Hannigan for second spot. Kading gets the win. Clinches the championship. Hannigan second. Furr is third. Everybody's mad.
Talking about fast qualifier, this guy has been quick every time he's been here this year in the 2F, the San Mina Corporation. Sprinter from Dublin, Brad Furr in the Eagle chassis with 30 horsepower, sprint pedal finish and cowl oil. 1-4-5-3-0. 1-4-5-3-0, second quick. Does he have just a little bit more up off the high side of turn 4? 1-4, how about that? Identical times, 1-4-5-3-0. Orange cone on the back straightaway. Everybody must stay to the outside of that orange cone. Brad Furr going to make the bonsai move. A couple of weeks ago, he drove it hard into turn 3. Let's see if he does it again. Look at that. just puts the hammer down and drives around not only Shane Scott, but Graydon Cross as well. And Brad Furr has moved to third. He won second. He's going after Bud Kading. Bobby McMahon out front. Bud Kading second. Brad Furr third. Graydon Cross is fourth. Shane Scott fifth. As they head off of turn 4, it's Bobby McMahon picking up the checkered flag. Bud Kading will finish second. Kading and Furr on the front row. Remember, they carry their points back into the A main event lineup. So Furr, with good qualifying points, looking to move to the front. Way up on the high side is Brad Furr in the back of the field, trying to pick up some ground in a hurry. Contact in turn number 1. Bamber and Folger make contact with the back of the field. We've got a crash, 2 to 3 cars involved, 5 cars now. Car Robinson on the 4th and last transfer spot. Bobby Tarleton 5th. 6th is Richardson. Up front, Tim Kading trying to check out. Number 89 of Ricky Furr out of Isaias. The man to watch, Brad Furr, just drives around the outside of Todd Bamber. Furr continues to move up. Brad Furr going to work on Tommy Tarleton. Furr going to the inside of Tarleton. That's for the 5th spot. Tarleton in 5th. That will put Brad Furr, who started at the back of the pack, will now line up behind Casey Kane in 5th. Top of 4. Second place just isn't good enough. And look at Brad Furr has moved to 4th. The 2F of Brad Furr from the back of the pack, your second fastest qualifier, has moved to a transfer spot. Casey Kane, number 23, right there as well as those 2 youngsters battle for position. Robinson has now moved to 3rd. The battle for that 4th and last transfer spot. Casey Kane, number 23, the red 2F, and Robinson slides off the racetrack. He drops back to 5th. Casey Kane now on the bump spot, and Robinson going to work. Right now, the driver on the bump spot is the 23. Casey Kane. Robinson in that 4D sits 5th. 6th is Bamber. As Kading now with a little distance as Greg Yanazzo slides up off the racetrack and hits the wall. Yanazzo rides the wall in turn 4, brings it back down, back underway. 3 wide off of turn 2, that's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Brad Furr up on the high side. Here comes Casey Kane on the inside. 3-car battle for 2nd. Brad Furr stays up against the cushion. Moves to 2nd. Casey Kane now 3rd. Ricky Furr 4th. And look at Brad Furr. Keep your eye on the 2F. He has had to do this every single race he's been in this weekend. Come from the back. Brad Furr off the pace. The yellow light comes on. Yellow is on. As Rick Martin moves slowly around Brad Furr, who comes to a stop in 4. Furr, a little incentive, but he's going to have to do it from the back. Look at that battle in 3. Eric Rossi goes to 2nd. No, it's Steiner in 2nd. Brad Furr has moved to 4th. Here comes Randy Boo Tyner. Brad Furr has now moved to the 3rd spot. Tyner, here comes Brad Furr on the inside of Rick Martin. Brad Furr has moved to 2nd. Martin now 3rd. 5 white flag, 1 to go. And look at Brad Furr make a move on Brent Kading. Kading tries to battle back. Here comes Hannigan as they power off of turn 4. It's anybody's race. Tyner picks up the win. Hannigan is 2nd. 3rd to Ronnie Day. 4th to Brad Furr. The pack as up front. Brent Kading all over the backside of Randy Hannigan. Hannigan feeling the heat from BK. Brad Furr sits third. Fourth, Ronnie Day. Katie comes back on the inside. Hannigan with the preferred lane upside. Here comes Brad Furr. Furr in the hot now. Hannigan goes to the inside. Brent Katie goes to the outside. And Brad Furr takes over second in traffic. Brad Furr makes the better guess. Moves to second. Brent Katie is third. Now can Brad Furr reel in and go to work on Randy Hannigan, who is up front and in heavy traffic. Brent Katie sits third, Ronnie Day fourth, and fifth is the number 10 of Tim Kading. Kading on the move. Brad Furr now to the outside of Hannigan. Can he trap Hannigan behind this lower car? Hannigan moves him up the racetrack. Randy, the Hurricane Hannigan, picks up the victory over Brent Kading. Furr with a wheel stand finishes third. Ronnie Day will finish up fourth. Tim Kading fifth.
And we're with Brad Furr, stout third place, folks. You love this track?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks in California. The fans are always real good here and make noise, and it's just a good place to come.
All right, we're headed to Placerville next week. Checker flag, victory.
Let's hope so.
Plug your sponsors.
Just want to thank my mom and dad and my crew, Mike and PA and Joey and John and all these guys did a good job, and Paul, and that's it.
Who's your big sponsor?
Brad in the Eagle chassis for Gertie Horsepower, Swift Metal Finishing, Calda Oil, and San Mina Corporation. The sponsors, Brad Furr out of Pleasanton, California. Brad, 14.621. Good lap, 14.621. Unofficially, I show that as second quick. Furr with a hammer down, going for a big one here. 14.198 fast time. Good start on the first two rows. Let's see what happens this time. Todd Bamber, Kevin Pilot. Pilot with a terrible start on the last green flag. Hard to pick up the pace as they put the power down off of 4. Bamber with another good start. And Pilot off the pace. And dropping back, and here comes Brad Furr, hammer down big time as he heads into turn number 3, goes around Taves for the third spot. Taves battles back on the inside. Murphy, number 40, holds down the second position. Murphy, Taves, bobble by Furr and Ronnie Day, moves to the 4th spot, and Brad Furr off the pace on the back straightaway. 4, 11 down, 1 to go. Final lap for Brad Furr. Furr trying to tiptoe his way through traffic. Checkered flag is out. Brad Furr picks up the win and a transfer to the main event. Hannigan's in third. Brad Furr sits fourth. Steve Kent battles with Brent Kading for the 5th position. BK in 5th. Out front now. Ronnie Day starting to pull away. Hannigan slides, makes contact with the number 84 of Tommy Tarleton, pushes him up out of the way, and Brad Furr moves by for 3rd. The Hurricane, Randy Hannigan, brings the field off of turn 4. We have 5 down, 25 to go, underway here at San Jose once again. Brad Furr looks to go to the inside. Look at Furr. What a move. Drives right underneath Hannigan. Wheel stand by Tarleton. Brent Kading moves up alongside. Here comes Hannigan, battles back on the inside of 4. Furr stays up on the high side. Furr and Hannigan side by side in turn number 1. Give the top spot to Brad Furr. Hannigan is 2nd. Brent Kading has moved to 3rd. Steve Kent going to work on Tommy Tarleton for the 5th spot. Brad Furr leaves Hannigan off at turn 4. 7 down. Jason Myers with a little wheel stand, losing positions. The top 2 battle it out down the back straightaway. Hannigan dives to the inside. Furr holds his line up on the high side. Takes up momentum down the front straightaway. 8 down. Brent Kading sits in that 3rd spot. Tarleton is 4th. 5th Steve Kent. 6th is the big guy, Jason Statler. Starting to move up on Steve Kent for that 5th position. We've got a car off the racetrack once again. Looks like it's Ronnie Day. Brad Furr, who has one more race in California before headed back to the Midwest and the World of Outlaw Tour. Looking to pick up a win here in San Jose, give him a little momentum headed back to the Midwest. Katie. Hannigan pushes Furr up high on the racetrack, takes the lead. Randy Hannigan, your new leader. And now Jason Statler has moved to 4th. Steve Kent back to 5th. Brad Furr not giving up, retakes the lead. Hannigan with a little wheel stand. Here comes BK going to the top of the racetrack. Brent Cady drives around Hannigan, takes over the 2nd spot. Brent Cady trying to reel in the flying Brad Furr. BK unable to reel in Brad Furr. Furr now up into traffic. This spot up front, it's still Brad Furr as he moves into traffic. Furr looking at the 73 car. Also, Furr with a great move between 2 cars in 1 and 2. Furr hammer down, elbows out as he wheels that San Mina Corporation number 2 off at turn 4. He's putting cars between he and the number 1 of Randy Hannigan. Hannigan gets between the 2 cars. So does BK. These top 3 drivers going for it. Brad Furr. Furr going to use some slower cars as a pick. Can he make it work? Brent Cady's going to follow him through on the outside for 2nd. Progress for a 2nd now, dives inside, making contact with Tarleton. Here comes BK on the inside. They slide up. It's wheel to wheel. Hannigan wins by a car length over a wheel standing Brent Cady. Brad Furr finishes up in 3rd.
And he's done this several times, so he knows to come out here. And here he is, race fans, the Hurricane, Randy Hannigan, winner of round 1 of the Golden State Challenge Series. And Randy, man, we have seen some good races here at San Jose, and that was another shootout. You guys were 3 wide there a few times. Do you think it could get much crazier than that?
Oh, I don't know. You know, Brad Furr, that guy, I tell you, he's going to be an awesome racer here, more than he already is right now. You know, I ran down there in turn 1 on that restart wide open, and he drove by me like I was tied to the fence. And man, I said, oh, I just gotta run him down. And then, you know, Brent was there, and you know that was he was tough. You know, he cutting down there through 3. You know, I mean, he needed like a 621 gear down there in turn 3 and about a 590 down here in turn 1. But he, you know, he was tough, and I knew he was going to be the one. And you know, between Brad and Brent and you know Ronnie, he got kind of turned around up there and hooked that curb. I just said, you know, we just got to kind of get this thing to come on there towards the end, and the car.
BK, another good show for the fans here tonight, and you 3, Furr, Hannigan, yourself, just putting on a great show again. How close were you there on the last lap? Do you think you had a shot at Randy with the car in front of him?
Well, we had a shot at him. You know, I had to run down the bottom. I was running the low side, like Randy said. I needed a low gear, and apparently I need some bigger bumpers on my left side too down there. But that's all right. They did a great job. Randy's a great competitor. Got a great group behind him, his brother and everybody, the whole family, and the Furr family. They're great racers, good competitors, and I tell you, this kid's going to be one to beat. He's elbows up all the time. I don't know if he had the best car, but he drove harder than anybody out there.
A lot of good. And our 3rd place finisher is Brad Furr, the driver of car number 2F. And Brad, we ask all those guys, you know, it's something about you 3 when you get together here at San Jose that just seems to put on a great show. Are you disappointed with this finish, or are you still happy to run up on the podium, or is it time to start winning some races?
Well, I'd like to start winning some races. Yeah, I had a good car. I don't know. Just couldn't pull it off tonight, but I think we can maybe get them next week.
You did a heck of a job, and I know a lot of the fans really enjoy watching your racing. How much longer are we going to get to see you do this out here in Northern California before you head back to the Midwest?
Just Calistoga, and then I'll be back off and on.
All right, Brad Furr tonight, a 3rd place finisher.
Paso Robles.
The
the 2F flies down the front straightaway with the motor singing a pretty song. Down the back straightaway now, it is Brad Furr, who has recently relocated to Pleasanton, California. Pleasanton's Brad Furr. And the first lap for Brad Furr, quick time by about a half a second, 17.046 for flying Brad Furr. We'll see if he can put it in the 16-second bracket this time by. Here comes Furr. Very close, very consistent laps. The second one quicker at 17.044, 17.044. And race fans, we will definitely make some noise for Brad Furr coming off of turn number 4. He is your fastest qualifier in car number 2F. So that's going to do it for qualifying, race fans. Let's all put our hands together, make some noise for Brad Furr from Pleasanton, the driver of car number 2F. Quick time honors here tonight at 17.044.
Mr. Furr is going to draw a number. Mr. Furr drew a number 8. So he's going to start on the outside of the 4th row for the Budweiser Dash for Cash. All right, he's going to run back to his seat, run the first one. Brad, good luck.
Thank you very much. On the clock now, in car number 2F, last night's fastest qualifier, Brad Furr. Brad Furr in car number 2F. Right in a row, he is your quick timer at 17.282. There's 17 down and now 3 laps to go. Day working on the bottom. Blake Robertson right behind him. Brent Kading there in 3rd. Brad Furr has started to creep into the picture. We could have a 4-car shootout to the finish. There'll be 2 laps to go this time by. It's Ronnie Day, Blake Robertson, and the 69 of Brent Kading. The white flag is out. There's only 1 lap to go. Ronnie Day down the back straightaway. Robertson tries to get that good run off of turn number 2. I don't think he got it. Day dips down low to put a lap on Lutar. Robertson follows suit. Kading's right there. So is Brad Furr. That's right. I'm down here with Brad Furr, who is tonight's fastest qualifier here at the San Jose Speedway, and it's also the 3rd night in a row that he's been the quickest qualifier. Race fans, how about it for Brad Furr, one of the most exciting drivers in the history of the Northern Auto Racing Club, as recently voted by a panel of race fans and photographers. And Brad, first off, let's talk about quick time. Congratulations to you. 3 nights in a row now, and of course, all the people in the pits are wondering, what's the speed secret there? Is it under the hood? Is it the chassis? Just a good combination, or is it all you?
I think it's just a good combination. The crew's worked real hard, and they've got it pretty well.
Let's talk a little bit about the point standings. You come in tonight rated 2nd in the Speed Week point standings, but Brent Kading has gotten out to a 41-point lead coming into this event. So are you looking at it as you guys just trying to make do with what you can, or is the championship still in the back of your mind?
We're just going to try to do as good as we can, which is what we do every night, so we'll see what we can do.
Off of turn 4, BK sees the checkered flag, picks up the victory on the final line of Speed Week 99. Bud Kading brings it home 2nd. 3rd to Steve Kent, the 7-in. 4th, the number 14 of Jason Myers. 5th, the Brad Furr. 6th.
Well, our next qualifier in that beautiful red and gold 2F out of Pleasanton, California, this is Brad Furr. Brad Furr. Well, this guy knows what to do. Boy, just pitches it against the cushion, getting into 3. We talk about crashing the ledge. How about a 13.925? 13.925. 2nd quick right now, and this guy had a string of fast times. 13.759. 13.759, the 2nd trip, and that is quick. Brad Furr on the gas. Oh, this could prove something right here. Kading up behind the 5C. Furr is a long way back, not in a position to take advantage of whatever might be going on in front of him, although he comes right back to him. Here comes Brad Furr. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Kading keeps the bottom of the racetrack covered up. Furr trying to work the bottom, and he can't get it done here.
2 to go. Only 2 to go. Brad Furr working the bottom of Kading. Kading trying to keep the car down. Kading off the corner. Brad Furr putting some distance down. Furr's coming back.
Brad Furr going to the bottom one time again. They'll look at the white flag as they come by this time. It's out. 1 to go. 3 wide down this front straightaway. Oh, man. We're talking 410 sprint car racing.
Big time. Brent Kading working his way up the back straightaway. The 29 car goes around the back of the billboards. Brad Furr working his way down. Kading will take the checkered flag. Brad Furr second, Randy Hannigan third, and we're not sure about the excursion of the 29 car.
Main for tomorrow night. So the winner of this could still has a long way to go tomorrow night.
Here's a look at the lineup. Dale Blaney and James Chesson will make row 1. Kenny Hansen and Brad Furr in row 2.
Knoxville Nationals, and this is the opportunity for these guys right now to fill up those last 10 positions. Now, one of those drivers is a young man by the name of Brad Furr behind the wheel of car number 2F. He's a former micro midget racer that did that for about 3 years. Started in the sprint cars with an old Randy Hannigan car, and that was a few years ago. But just this summer, he went on a tear in 360 racing, winning 5 races in a row in Oregon. That was only about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He, like a lot of the California drivers, however, doesn't have a lot of experience out here in the Midwest, so we'll see what he can do.
And you can see Brad's all pumped up, tapping the side panel and giving a thumbs up to the guys. He's ready to go racing.
Probably got one of his crew members standing down there going to try to give him signals and stuff, and he's just letting him know, yep, I see you. We're going to go to the front of this thing.
Kenny Hansen and Brad Furr will make up the second row as Dale Blaney paces.
It's so devastating.
Battle for second building here. That's James Chesson's 22, the green and silver car. And the 2F is Brad Furr, the red machine.
Well, it proved to me James Chesson eye injury we talked about earlier. When Dale Blaney spun, James maneuvered around him, saved it. I mean, his eyesight at that point looked like there's not a thing wrong.
This is the battle for second that we're watching. The leader is the 4H of Kenny Hansen, who is out front. There you see Kenny.
Carry them all the way through the season. They learned an awful lot from Sammy Swindell, who is not only a great driver, but also a master mechanic.
Dale Blaney, the car that was smoking, his night is done. Furr in front of James Chesson now, takes over second place.
We got the yellow
upstairs portion of turn 4 to Doug Clark's checkered flag. Chesson comes home in second. Travis Cram comes home in third. And fourth will go to the number 2 car, Brad Furr. Tomorrow, here's a look at the results on the gas spinning wrenches. Trout, Chesson, Cram, Furr, and Hansen, your top 5 there.
Brad Furr. Way deep in 3 and 4. 12.797. 12.797. That is your quick time so far, and just to tick off the track record. Furr off of turn number 4, checkered flag, 12.826. Oh, me. Oh.
Continuing through our qualifying order here, they're not coming out exactly as planned. Here's Brad Furr. 12.645, 1.2645. Virtually everybody just keeps improving on times here. Furr at 12.645 and 12.488. Furr, of course, has been traveling with the Outlaws, but he is now your fast qualifier.
Brad Furr up next. Brad Furr and the Sand Media Corporation, Swift Metal Finishing, Calda Oil, Sander Engineering, Eagle Chassis, Gertie Horsepower. Furr with a 1.4, 1.25. That is second quick so far. This one looks a little cleaner. It is 1.3966. First car into the 13s, 13.966. has gotten around Sparky Howard, and he's reeled in the lead duo. Making 3 cars battling for the lead. Eric Rossi off of 4, 21 laps down, 9 to go. And a checkered flag for Eric Rossi, who picks up the final NARC main event of 1999. Brent Cadian will finish second, Brad Furr third.
That comes with old age, I guess. So they did a good job. Brad Furr's a tough competitor. I was looking out for him all the time. Thanks, everybody.
Come out. Brad Furr, hell of a run, Brad Furr. Way to finish it up, buddy.
Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I just want to thank my guys. You know, they worked hard all night and got her going real good. We qualified good and stuff and just drew the big 6. So we kind of didn't have the best trophy dash, but I just want to thank my mom and dad and all my guys in San Mina for making this possible. And thanks especially to all the fans out there.
All right, big round of applause for the hard-charging Brad Furr.
He was close to the 410 record at Hanford last week with a 360 under the hood. And no time on the first lap. Brad Furr will look at the green this time by from Willie Williams. Interference with Chase Woods on that first go-around. And apparently they caught that first lap, second lap 14.748, fast time, 14.748. 1 lap down. Your fast qualifier, Brad Furr, now on the bump spot in 4th.
That's Shauna Wilski in the 8th. That's
Tim Cady brings it off at turn number 4. Taking the low line into turn number. Look at Brad Furr up on the high side. The red number 2 moves into that 3rd spot. All right, Tim Cady, your leader. We have 2 down, 8 remain. Your fast qualifier, Brad Furr, back in 3rd. Let's see if he can make another move on Todd Bammer. Cady slowly off of turn 4 now, puts the hammer down. Green flag is out. And Brad Furr tries the top of the racetrack. This time does not work on Bammer. Shauna Wilski now has moved to 4th. Bammer going to work on Cady. Todd Bammer takes the lead. We got a car off the racetrack. Gravoli keeps it running. Todd Bammer now. Brad Furr has moved to 2nd. Brad Furr now going to work. And look at BK trying to find something on the top of the racetrack. 3 wide in turn number 3. Furr, Cady, and Kent power off at turn number 4. Brad Furr moves to 2nd. Brad Furr moves to 2nd. Here comes BK on the top of the racetrack, trying to reel in the top 3. Oh, Steve Kent, Brent Cady, Brad Furr tangle in 3. Furr gets away. A $2,000 payday. Most importantly for Brad Furr, if he can finish 2nd, I think he'll be the height point earner for the night. Checkered flag for Ronnie Day. Brad Furr will finish 2nd. 3rd.
And Brad Furr, you've been on a tear the last month. What is your secret?
I don't know. I don't know about any tear, but we're just trying to race, I guess.
Have you gotten a new motor? It's obvious that this thing is really hauling.
No, it's the same one that blew up here last year, this race. My guys just did a good job of getting the tires working good to the ground and chassis working, and motor ran good, like you said. And I just want to thank my mom, dad, and my girlfriend, and all my guys, and my friends, and God, and that's it.
Well, how do you like this format, Brad? You'll start toward the back tomorrow night, probably inside the last row. What are your chances to come forward?
Well, I got faith in my guys can get her going pretty good, so I think we'll be okay.
Well, congratulations, Brad Furr, for an exciting second place finish. We'll see you tomorrow night.
And we'll have to run down this final part of this really quickly here. The 2F, Brad Furr, your fast qualifier night last night, your points leader coming into the activities night. The number 2F, followed by the 89 of Ricky Faria. We move over to the 7A of Jeff Thompson out of Clear Lake, Washington. As we get ready to go green, first heat race, Saturday night action here at the Trophy Cup. Keith Day, 22X, leads the field. Here comes BK on the outside. Brent Kading, the red and white 2M, running the rim, going upstairs. He's going to cut down, make the crossover on Keith Day. Can't make it work out of 4. Keith Day holds him off. Keep your eye on the 2F. Here comes Brad Furr, making it 2 wide, 2 rows deep off of 2. Brad Furr goes by BK, now going to work on Keith Day. Keith Day goes wide, and here comes Brad Furr. Brad takes the lead. Brad Furr, dominant tonight. He was fast time last night. And he is moving away as Tom Tarleton trying to reel him in as they come down 6 laps down. 6 down. Brad Furr doing a tremendous job. He was our points leader coming in. He could not do any better than that tonight. With a win, it'll keep the points tight. F, Brad Furr, the San Mina Corporation, your high point man, starting in the back of the pack. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the last time we see sprint cars 4 abreast at the San Jose Speedway. So let these drivers know how much you appreciate what they've done here the last 2 days in the 1999 Trophy Cup. San Jose, here they are, 4 abreast. We have 12 laps down, 12 down for the Hurricane, Randy Hannigan, who was in traffic. 12th to the 2F of Brad Furr. That is your final rundown of the final sprint car race of the century here at San Jose. Maybe the final rundown in the history of this great speedway. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are double checking the tally, but we're going to start off by telling you who the 3rd place finisher in the point standings was here at the final Trophy Cup of 1999. The $5,000 winner, finishing 3rd in points, Brad Furr in the 2F from Dublin. He was your high points driver coming in and finishing up in 3rd.
When the No Fear US Sprint Car team takes on WA for the Speed Week title. Last season's world #1, Danny the Dude Lasowski, Randy the Hurricane Hannigan, Brad Furr, the Californian Kid,
Bunbury City and Regional Raceway.
The No Fear USA Sprint Car team comes to Bunbury City and Regional Raceway this Saturday night. Yes, it's Sprint Car Speed Week presented by Metrif, with USA legend Danny the Dude Lasowski, Randy the Hurricane Hannigan, and Mr. Excitement Brad Furr. Reaction this Saturday night.
They come around and they're away and racing, and car number 77 goes into turn 1 as the race leader from Port Hedland, Damien Temperton, down the back straight. In 2nd place, it looks like Lutz Monty up there and out there as well. Martin Horriban has moved through into 3rd place. The Gerald Jet Wells lining himself up. Devitt in 4th, Moon 5th. Nash is in 6th place. Corrin is 7th. In 8th place, we go back to Wells on his outside, the first of the Americans. Brad Furr, then we go back to Johnson to Priolo, and at the back of the pack, and last but not least, it is Kevin Cousins for the race leader from Port Hedland, Damien Temperton. He did a 16:37 or 16:26 fast time in time trials, and he's just done a 15:98. He's got a nice break. Horriban through to 2nd place now, out after him in the green car. Slowing down pace is Monty, then Bevan, then Moon. On the outside, Wells and Nash. Back further in the field, then we go to Brad Furr from the US of A. Behind him is Warren Priolo, Johnson, and at the back of the pack, last but not least, is Cousins. Up to her 3rd car at the front, and doing it nicely. Temperton skips away from 2nd second place, Martin Horriman. From third place, Lutz Monty. On the outside, Wells, and just behind him, the big movers, Furr. Wells and Furr, Furr under Wells. Great racing, turn 3. 4 laps to go. USA, WA. The 2 open cars, Neil Ray and Harding, Carl Wells. The Gerald and Jet. Furr on the inside. The 22-year-old from America. But out in front still, the man to catch. Damien Tiverton from Port Edlin. Horriman second. Here comes Furr and Wells and Moon. Lutz Monty holding them. Then we got Nash behind them. Bevan followed by Warren. Followed by Johnson. Followed by Priolo. And at the back of the pack it's still Cousins. Furr on the outside. Oh, turn 3. Oh, great racing. Over the top through the third place of Lutz Monty like he was standing still.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand up. Wave your programs in the air. This is Claremont Speedway. Proudly supported by Quick tonight. The running night number 1 of the USA versus WA Sprint Car Speedway.
The walls where they'll start. They pack up at the front. Pino Priolo getting nudged from behind by Priolo. They're away and racing. Priolo didn't want to come back. He hasn't started. He started out of position, so protest is on him. But the Hurricane, he shoots away. 13.17 to beat. He's done a 13.50. Here goes the big Furr on the inside. He's flying. Look at Furr. He wants to go past him, but the big holds on down the back straight. USA versus WA. Checkered flag out. Furr gets through on the inside. The fix run third. Great racing. Fourth, Lukowski. Then comes Pino Priolo. Brad Furr now, who was his teammate. Sam Lena with the sponsor, very prominent on the side of his car. 22 years of age, the young gun out of all the American boys. Second place, please give him a big round of applause.
Brad, lay some shit down.
Hard charge you like coming from the back, and you certainly had a bit of that to do tonight.
Yeah, you know, my guys just did a good job. Got the car pretty nice, and we're still struggling a little bit with the motor. And you know, I just really want to thank Buzzy and Jeremy. I mean, they helped me get that stuff over here and get a shop, a place to work out of. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be standing on this truck right now. So thanks a lot, guys.
Another opportunity tomorrow night, though, and the little things that you had go wrong tonight, maybe you can work out tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think we can get her up there tomorrow night and give Randy Hannigan a run for his money, you know. The Sandmean and No Fear car, I think it's got some more in it.
All right, no worries. Brad Furr, everybody. Well done tonight. Sensational racing.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And
wow, thanks. Blue.
One of the local boys.
Take a seat.
Where you going quicker, Mike? Obviously enjoying the step up into the big beasts, the things with wings here at Claremont Speedway.
Yeah, we really did enjoy tonight, and we went as fast as we could, and you know, there's no way we're going to, you know, beat Randy or Brad.
Hey Brad.
Hey, how we doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
Think of breeze. Yeah, it's awful, isn't it, all this smoke?
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Got it all sorted out, have you?
I don't know about sorted out, but we got it running.
That's it, yeah, you had us worried at the start, didn't you?
I had myself worried, I guess.
Yeah, it's such a good track this, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's an exciting track. Let's hope you do really well anyway, Brad. It's your turn.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brad.
Danny Lasowski, champion world of outlaw driver from the United States. Cricky goes under him. Yes, indeed. Ron Cricky takes the lead. What a superb drive. If you're watching the leaders, have a look at that. Ron Cricky went straight underneath the world of outlaw champion, Danny Lasowski. Lapping traffic now. They are flying straight through the middle of them. Wade Russell. Brad Furr is on the charge, though. Let's have a look at Brad Furr as he comes out. Also the No Fear USA Sprint Car team member, a young guy, 22 years of age is Brad Furr, moving right up there in the pack. Look at him go. Woohoo! Ron Cricky first across the line. The Gerald Jet second. Randy Hannigan third. Brad Furr finishing fourth. Well done, Brad Furr.
One hand down. 14.72, Rod Cricky up on the pace tonight.
Righto, here he is, the man from California, the Californian kid, Brad Furr. Car number 2, no fear, USA sprint car team. No fear, if you want to know, is a clothing company, magnificent range of cars. He clips the safety fence, got the car to the floor as he throws the car sideways. Out of turn number 4 down the main straight. It's Brad Furr, a 14.63 for the young Charger. Wow, he's on a mission at the moment. The time clock tells the story of speed. High on the picket fence as he goes, with 200 metres left to go. And it's Brad Furr out of turn number 4. There's going to be a fast one. And across the line that time in a 14.21. Woo! Man, oh man, the pace is going to be an absolute firecracker tonight.
But what a great, well, last round it will be. And here it is, Monday night Speedway action at Claremont Speedway, USA versus WA. Out on the racetrack, the Hurricane Randy Hannigan. Brad Furr, first and second currently on points. Are at the back. Michael Figliomini third mid-pack as they're away racing Russell on the outside of his opponent. 97. The 90s have been good for Mark Wells. What can he do? A lot of support. The race leaders, Russell Wells, second, third, is Stewart, fourth, Figliomini. Oh, watching up speed also is Lunch Monty. He looks like he's in trouble, although he gains now control of the car. Comes back on track in front of Blackman, who's in about 7th. And at the rear of the field, it's Carlton, but Wells takes over. Much to the delight of a lot of Speedway fans. Through comes Furr. Furr down after him now. He's up in the third lane. Monty back to Blackman. And last but not least is Carlton, but skipping away for Castro. Out of turn 4. Comes out of the gun. 3 laps to go. It's Mark Wells. But look at Furr. He's flying up high. Lost a bit of speed off towards turn 3. Half track high is Furr. Low line is Wells. Checkered flag goes to the jet. But I tell you what, Brad Furr very into the race lead with Brett Searle, who wasn't here last week, but flying to the front. Is that Jamie Moon? I don't know, could be the bad boy. Ryan Farrell, it is the bad boy. Spinning his Luch Monday. He's down there in Foulhouse Corner, but the bad boy's got a flyer. Skips away from Russell. Then up into third place, Brad Furr. Ron Cricky out there takes third place. They fly around Foulhouse. Here comes Furr. Here comes Furr. Round pitch bend. Levels up with Farrell. Farrell and Furr. Side by side. The 2F. And I can tell you a third one as well, but I'll get suspended if I say that. Down the back straight they fly. Towards turn number 3. JBR. Coca-Cola corner into the main straight. Holding on Farrell from Furr. And it's a good race at the moment. Third place Mazoski skips away from Cricket. Who is the winner down in Bunbury in round number 2 down the back straight. Oh, Furr ran into one.
Brad, the car's looking really fast tonight. How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Do you think you've got enough to take off this pole shuffle tonight?
I don't know. It's kind of a rough deal where you got to start to the outside. So Challenger always starts the outside. So I can see the guy that started 6th winning the deal if he played his cards right. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you can get into the first corner on the top. It gives you a little bit of room. You might get the job done. I don't know. I think we'll be all right.
I see you get blocked actually in one of the heats. Does that frustrate you as a driver coming from the back, not knowing the actual drivers in front of you, what they're capable of?
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating because, I mean, if it's a heat race, it doesn't pay any money, so you certainly don't want to try and tear anything up. So just try to be as cautious as you can and get as far up as you can and help you out in the point deal. And hopefully you'll be able to get up the pole shuffle and do something. Start up front and we'll try and run away with it.
No worries. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you do America proud in this pole shuffle.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Foulhouse Corner, the race leader should be Luch Monte.
Okay, here we go. The race leader will be, because they are 1 lap down. Here we go, Lazowski up the front line, and on his outside goes, and the Hurricane Randy Hannigan, and the Hurricane already going around left traffic. We've got a flag out of the moment. Don't know what that one means, Phil Mansfield. You have to bring us up to date on that. It's a passing flag. But the race leader at the moment is Michael Figliomini. He's on the back of the young fella from Bunbury, Jamie Viola. The gentleman lengths the difference. It's one to go. White flag out, one to go. Hurricane second, Furr is third. 2 car lengths down the back straight. It is in front still, Mark Wells. Hurricane Hannigan, 4 to the floor. He's calling for more, but he's not going to do it. And Randy's coming through second was Furr.
Second place. You never knew much about this man before he got here, but by gee, you know him now at the age of 22, and believe you me, will be one of the top drivers in the world. Would you put your hands together for the Californian kid, Brad Furr, ladies and gentlemen. A magnificent performance here, a very quiet, hasn't got a great deal to say, but man, can he drive a race car. Brad, second place again tonight here at the National Capital Speed. We're proud of the effort you've put into Speed Week, and we're really pleased to have had you here grace this world-famous Speedway venue. Congratulations, son.
Thanks a lot. I just want to thank No Fear for helping us there, and I got a lot of good people. Buzzy really helped me get stuff together, and my guys worked real hard, and I thought we were pretty good. They did a good job getting the car right. I screwed my tear-offs up a little bit and couldn't get them working right, and kind of messed me up, but that's the way the game goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Furr. Well, you've seen him. He arrived, and now he's conquered the Gerald Jet. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, and now we have the award for Speed Week for 2000, and you never believe it because we're one night short, not running at Bunbury on the weekend. It has finished in a dead heat between Randy Hannigan and Brad Furr, both finishing with 295 points. The officials have said on a count back, Speed Week for the year 2000 goes to Randy Hannigan. Randy, again, the Speed Week winner, 295 points, but I suppose when you really look at it, it was a fantastic effort to come here to Western Australia again and go home victorious on your tour down under.
Yeah, it was. You know, this series is something else. You know, I mean, I look forward to this, being invited back each time I've come back, and you know, I've got a great group of people behind me, and bringing Brad Furr out here and having him run as good as he did, you know, he's definitely going to be a contender out here. Mark Wells, everybody. So I mean, I just got so many people to thank.
Green flag flies. We go underway with Napa Heat Race number 3. 3 wide on a turn number 2. Battle for the lead. Give it to the Sandina 2F of Brad Furr. Andy Hillenberg now to the inside of Craig Delansky for the third and final transfer spot. Tim Schaefer dives to the bottom in turn number 4, slides up in front of the Sandina 2F. Craig Delansky comes right along with him, and Delansky is your new leader into turn number 1. Brad Furr now receiving a lot of pressure from the driver of the Lux there, number 2. Andy Hillenberg trying to take the third and final transfer spot from the driver from Pleasanton, California. They go wheel to wheel down into turn number 3. Hillenberg up high, Brad Furr down low. It's a race for a transfer spot out of quarter number 4. Brad Furr manages to hang on. Andy Hillenberg, the right rear tire, right up against the guardrails. Furr now looking to take the runner-up spot from Schaefer. Brad Furr slides up in front of the driver in 11H. He is now running in second, Schaefer in third, Hillenberg fourth. Laps winding down in Napa Heat Race number 3. This is the 17th annual Kings Royal. Joey Saldana and Mark Kinzer on the front row, Craig Delansky and Dale Blaney in row 2.
Jeff Shepard and Shane Stewart in row 3. Donnie Schatz and Darren Pittman in row 4. Stevie Smith and Johnny Herrera in row 5. Steve Kinzer and Andy Hillenberg in row 6. Then Greg Hodnett and Danny Lasowski. Ed Lynch Jr. and Jack Hodenshield. Tyler Walker and Brad Furr. Phil Gressman, Rocky Hodges, Danny Wood, Kenny Jacobs, Paul McMahon, Tim Schaefer, Dean Jacobs, and Sammy Swindell. Down on a turn 4, we are green and racing. We go back to green flag racing. And Dale Blaney continuing to hold the lead. Joey Saldana trying to take the runner-up spot back from Steve Kinzer. Blaney, Kinzer, Saldana, Delansky, and Furr, your top 5. Now Andy Hillenberg trying to take the 5th spot. White flag flying! Out of turn number 4, say hello to King Dale, the 17th. Brad Furr gets 3rd at the stripe.
The Kingdom of Eldora, landlocked by southern Ohio, already has an Earl. Tonight it crowns a king, possibly one who has ruled before, or maybe a new monarch. The Royal Treasury will reward the king $50,000 Eldoran dollars. All this plays out on the jousting field known as the fastest half-mile dirt track in the world in front of 20,000 loyal subjects. And as Steve Kinzer alluded, it's a tough format.
Well, there it is. 3 cars out of the heat. They invert 6. The key to this is the first lap. You got to make something happen because this place is so fast. When they get strung out, it's hard to make up any ground.
Still 10 laps to go in this 3rd heat of 6. Tim Schaefer did not get a brilliant start the first time around. Let's see if he can improve on that. That's the 11H car, the Viper machine on the pole. Oh, baby. How about that 2 car? Brad Furr, the 2F machine. That's the red car. He is flying. Look on the inside, the slide. Oh, baby, Tim Schaefer. What a beauty.
There's that slide job again. But look at this. Craig Delansky going for the lead. On the bottom. Steve, this is incredible to see races 1 on the bottom at Eldora Speedway. Now there's Hillenberg. Got to run off of Brad Furr down the back straightaway.
He's got to pass Furr if he wants that 3rd and final transfer spot. Andy Hillenberg, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the black 2 car. Can he do it? Can he do it? We've got 4 laps to go.
Well, again, usually around the top, your momentum will carry you right by a guy running off the bottom, but he just can't seem to quite get it done.
That's Hillenberg in the black car, Furr in the red car, coming up on Tim Schaefer, the 11H Vibrant car.
Now, some might think, Steve, well, it's obvious it's shorter around the bottom of the racetrack. It's a shorter distance to go, but your speed is so much faster generally around the top. It's a momentum thing as Brad Furr goes the inside of Tim Schaefer.
Brad Furr currently in that 3rd and final spot. So Craig Delansky, Brad Furr, this is official. Andy Hillenberg, Tim Schaefer just misses the cut, and Stevie Smith will be going on to the B, I guess.
Yes, he did, and here's a happy young Californian that has just qualified for your first King's Royal. How's that feel, Brad Furr?
It feels really good. You know, there's a lot of good guys out here, and we're real happy to make the show.
He doesn't have a lot of experience here, but he's getting the job done. Congratulations, Brad.
Thank you.
And this is such a big race getting set up for the A feature. Bear in mind, 9 of the top runners, the first 9 cars, have never won the King's Royal. We may have a new king on the throne. Danny Lasowski, he said he's going to run low. He's going to try to set it up as he did for Knoxville when he won in 1988. Brad Furr, great equipment, limited experience. Tim Schaefer. Joey Saldana leads him down to turn number 1 and immediately goes up high. Dale Dale Blaney tried to challenge Mark Kinzer, couldn't make it work. It's still up front. Oh, and here is Andy Hillenberg and Steve Kinzer. Kinzer, the 4-time winner of the Kings Royal.
He's coming up on Joey Saldana again. It looks like the good years are really coming in as he's just driving right by people.
You're watching the master at work in that green and white Quaker State car.
Well, Bobby, rookie Brad Furr from California is on the move. Started 20th, has worked his way to 6th in his first Kings Royal. So you talk about a kid that knows how to perform under pressure. This young guy from out west is really getting it done here at Eldora tonight.
San Mina is a computer company I believe his family is involved in. He's got the best of equipment, I'll tell you that. Bobby?
Again, nice run for Brad Furr being his first Kings Royal. But up there.
Yep, Hillenberg's coming up. I'm not going to tell you that there's Hillenberg, the black 2 car from Mineral, Oklahoma.
That's Brad Furr there, right there, the red number 2 on the bottom.
They're running about 5th and 6th and 7th.
We got a caution.
They look like little toy cars from the Circuit City aerial platform. They're anything but toys. They're weapons, winged weapons, and they're about to pull the trigger. Let's go on board with Dale Blaney on the start.
Dale, white flag, what Dale did, he went to the bottom trying to cut Steve off. White flag lap.
This is it.
Oh, no. When he,
a quarter of a mile to go.
No, he's going to have to go to the bottom. He's going to have to go down and try to cut him off. Oh, there's a lap car.
It's Dale Blaney and Steve into the wall. He tried so hard to pull that off. He put it into the fence. All I got to say is, wow. Here's the top 5. Dale Blaney, the Amoco car. Steve Kinzer, the Quaker State car. Brad Furr, Joey Saldana, Danny Lasowski.
Brad Furr started 20th in his first Kings Royal and up to 3rd. My hat's off to him.
Let's go. TNN Sports Live coverage of the 40th annual Amoco Knoxville Nationals. Well, here we go with our Mopar starting grid for the C feature getting set to get underway in row number 1. Will be Billy Wilburn on the front in position number 1, the tire changer for Rusty Wallace. Jared Hall, the Wild Skull helmet next to him. Row number 2, Ricky Logan led the Gum Out points earlier this year. Calvin Landis alongside of him. Brad Furr won the C Scramble earlier this week. Tim Kading, son of the California legend, next to him.
Brad Furr, who is starting inside of the 3rd row in car number 2F. We saw him get a 3rd at the Kings Royal. He backed that up with a 3rd at the big one at Eldora last week, sharing the podium with a couple of his idols, Steve and Mark Kinzer. We understand, guys, that Brad had a little problem getting the cork out of his champagne bottle, and just as he was being attacked by Steve and Mark, it uncorked, and he really let Mark have it. Mark told us he got about a half a gallon of champagne right in his face.
Son of the legend, Brent Kading from Northern California, the multi-time California champion. Brad Furr right there in that red number 2 runs in 4th. Another big name coming out of California these days.
Yeah, right there, Ralph.
And here comes Furr to the outside to get around Logan as well to take over 3rd. Remember, 2 cars will transfer. Here comes. We're back to green. Jared Hall out front. Tim Kading chasing him down. Furr gets a much better jump. Comes to the bottom in that red number 2 and takes away a potential transfer spot from his fellow Californian.
Boy, is he really glad that yellow came out now and gave him another shot. He took a good advantage of that. Got a good run off the turn 2.
White flag is out, and I will tell you one thing. I think the Gum Out Series is a spot that Brad Furr's been doing a lot of racing on, and every time you get more laps, Brad, you get a lot more better at it, and I think it's showing with Brad Furr. He is really maturing as a driver.
It really has, just from the beginning of the year till now.
Jared Hall claims the checkered flag. Brad Furr will take advantage of that yellow to take the 2nd place spot and the final transfer to tonight's B main. Nice job in that San Mina number 2.
Yep, with just a couple laps left, he got the job done.
Boy, that was heat number 3, and a young man from California, soft-spoken Brad Furr in the 2F car. He is going to be on the pole, and Andy Hillenberg, the hard-driving Okie from Broken Arrow, the 2 car. Bobby Gerald?
Well, Brad Furr, of course, one of those young guns, and it's still right now, he's banking on those 2 third-place finishes at the Eldora Speedway as his brightest moments behind the wheel of a sprint car. And a couple of third-place runs at the Kings Royal and Big One, Brad Doty, not a bad thing to put on your resume. He's hoping that tonight he could possibly break through with a win.
Not a bad way to boost that confidence level in.
And here we are on board with Darren Pittman. And already you can see he's getting some of that wet dirt the drivers were talking about. And we'll go for a tear-up, I'm sure, on that helmet.
Yep, got them on the camera. The drivers have them on their helmets also. Peel one off and have a clear view again.
All right, this is 8 laps again. Brad Furr jumps out in front. Hillenberg right behind him. They can slide him forward or back depending on track conditions. This is heat number 3 if you've just joined us. And so far it has been incident-free the entire evening.
Down the back straightaway, as a driver, you just want to, you don't know where every second place is. There's Hot Shield, but you didn't know where second is, so you just run as straight and as hard as you can.
Whoa!
This time the green flag is flying and we are underway. Into turns 1 and 2, Brad Furr takes the early lead. Big bite. We go green once again. Down into turns 1 and 2. Quick final turn, final time for your race leader. Brad Furr picks up the win. Here he is, race fans. A little California love for Brad Furr. Furr's a flying. Hanford, California, you one of the best. You've got them far abreast. The greatest show on dirt, the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Green flag waves, we're underway. It's Andy Hillenberg out in front, Brad Furr second, then Joey Saldana third, Tim Schaefer fourth. Brad Furr is closing in on your race leader, Andy Hillenberg. Brad Furr closing in quickly in heavy traffic. Meanwhile, white flag is flying for Andy Hillenberg. Brian Paulus up in a big puff of smoke on the last lap. Brad Furr, Randy Hannigan bring them down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Furr takes the early lead. Here comes Tim Schaefer up on the high side, challenging Hannigan for second. It's Brad Furr, Randy Hannigan, Tim Schaefer, Paul McMahon, and Donnie Schatz in the 5th and final transfer spots. Brad Furr turning laps in the 13-second bracket, a 13.876. That time by, that's the fastest lap of this O'Reilly Auto Parts heat race thus far. Schatz, as they come down for the checkered flag, picking up the O'Reilly Auto Parts heat race win, it's Brad Furr. What's there, number 2? Steve Kinzer to the inside of Brad Furr. Kinzer trying to move up into the 4th spot. Furr running in 5th. Side by sure winner of the crowd pleaser, Craig Dolansky. Hillenberg 2nd, Lasowski 3rd, Kinzer 4th, and Brad Furr 5th. How about Gary Ray? Brad Furr and Mark Kinzer pick up the pace. Green flag. Your second O'Reilly Auto Parts E-Race winner, driving the Sandina Corporation number 2F, it's Brad Furr. Second Furr, 2 Andy Hillenberg, 8H Terry McCarl, 7 Craig Dolansky, 17 Joey Saldana, 11 Steve Kinzer, 19 Stevie Smith, 20 L Danny Lasowski, and 5 Jeff Shepard. Brad Furr autographing a 4-piece channel lock tongue and groove flyer set that we're getting ready to give away. Brad, congratulations on the channel lock dash win. You're on the pole for the feature event. Can you hang on for your first Pennzoil World Outlaws win? Well, I sure don't know, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna have Brad Furr draw the winner of a 4-piece channel lock tongue and groove flyer set here. David Faust from Topeka, turn number 4. Let these drivers know you appreciate their efforts this evening. Sedalia, Missouri, you're one of the best. You've got a 4 abreast, the greatest show on the Pennzoil World of Outlaws.
to this preliminary A feature for the weekend with the teams running here again tomorrow night. That's how the points stack up. Racing programs here already. Don't count him out. 30 laps to settle it here in Houston.
4 or 5 different grooves that these guys are running all over the racetrack. The racetrack is in good shape for multi-grooves right now, and again, I don't see it changing a whole lot. Maybe down in 3 and 4, they're all sticking around the bottom. It might get some rubber down.
How about 3 seconds now from Steve Kinser back to these two guys, Mark Kinser and Furr?
Well, again, with that big lead that Steve has, these guys are hoping he gets in the heavy lap traffic, gets bottled up a little bit. More smoke out of Joey Saldana.
Here's second spot now. Mark Kinser closing in on Furr.
Well, Furr actually got around him. Must have been in that last corner. We saw the previous shot there that they were battling out. So Furr's got a good run going here.
Thought Mark would get him right back there, but he couldn't do it. Welcome back, everybody. 10 laps are officially complete. Remember, they revert back scoring to the last completed green flag lap. And that's how they will line up on the restart as you see cone cam.
To touch on something, you mentioned that Steve Kinser has no idea where the fast guys are behind him. Scott Gherkin, his crew chief, just went out on the yellow flag and pointed to the bottom of the racetrack to tell Steve that's where Furr and Mark are running.
Remember, these guys have no two-way radios. They have no rear view mirror. And I guess if there is a downside to running up front, it's not knowing what the other guys are doing, huh?
That's it. That's one of the drawbacks starting on the front road and leading every lap. You don't know where everybody else is running. And boy, sometimes at the end of the race, it can bite you.
And look at that. There's that Furr move again with Mark Kinser in the battle for second. This is a good one.
Sure is. Mark back on the inside, but Furr had the momentum on the outside. Now he's going to go back to the bottom, 3 and 4.
Furr finished.
Slides up. He just couldn't make it stick down there.
And that's how he finished 10th here last April. Had himself a solid top 10 performance, running far better here tonight, obviously.
I tell you, he has really come on quick. We talked about Delansky and Hanning and a lot of other guys, but Brad Furr is really having a good season.
And caution is on the speedway. He was making some noise. He was the guy who won in Las Vegas back on March the 3rd, you'll remember. Let's see if Furr can get any kind of a jump on Kinser there. Couldn't do it. Meanwhile, Mark Kinser working with Shepard right there. This is going to be a good one now. All the while, Kinser still has, Steve Kinser still has 7/10 of a second on second place. Brad Furr, but Furr now to within 6/10. Kinser caught up behind Jason Sides there.
Yeah, I mean, he's lucky to get by. Steve doesn't want to get bottled up. Brad Furr's really coming there behind him.
That's that red machine. Inside of Ewell. Inside of Sides. The short way around is Furr's way, but the power range is up there where Kinser's running.
Okay, now Steve's going to go to the bottom down here in 3 and 4, and that's where the cars in front of him, everybody's running down there, as is Brad Furr. Looks like...
Oh, Hillenberg nearly had a problem right there in front of the race leaders.
I'd say if Brad Furr's probably going to make a move, it's going to have to be down in 1 and 2, where there's more of a multi-groove track down there. 3 and 4, it looks like they're all kind of trying to run the bottom and stay in that rubber.
And folks, keep an eye on that lap counter. 5 laps to go, now 4, as they swing past the stripe.
Furr doing an excellent job of moving around on the racetrack, trying to make something. Steve Kinser was running the top before, Furr ran the bottom. Now they switch spots down in 1 and 2, and Furr's trying to get on the top.
Stevie Smith will keep you updated from 13th into 6th, but we're all watching this battle for the lead. Furr is going to be there.
Boy, but Mark Kinser's actually gained right there. You see it again. Mark Kinser's coming too. Right there he is.
And Mark Kinser can't put the slide job on Furr for second. 2 laps to go.
Mark missed it, went in a little hard, slid out a little bit, and oh, look at Steve Kinser. The car's getting so tight, it's starting to push the left front wheels actually off the ground.
White flag.
Look, Brad Furr moving through the middle. He didn't want to go to the top.
And Mark Kinser, the Mopar, closing in, but he won't have time. Furr tries the outside. Not enough. Steve Kinzer will win by inches over Furr, who made one last ditch ride, and the high fives are bound.
I'll tell you, the guy, Brad Furr, though, I have to admit, that really impressed me for him to not just settle for second place. I mean, the guy won to win this race. He moved all over the racetrack, took some chances of losing some positions by moving around that much. But he was desperate, wanted to try to win this race, wasn't happy, just settle for second.
So Steve Kinzer, who got his first win of the year in Oklahoma City when he passed pole sitter Craig Delansky on lap 15 and held off Lasowski for the win. He has to hold off a stubborn Brad Furr and Mark Kinzer. Meanwhile, down in Victory Lane, Dave Argerbright patiently waiting alongside Steve Kinzer.
Well, Steve Kinzer, now that looked slippery. Did you know Brad Furr was right there?
Well, I didn't know who was there, but I knew somebody was there, and I could hear them, and I knew they was right on me. I just didn't know exactly where to go.
What difference a week makes.
Oh, big difference, and way to bounce back tonight, Brad Furr, after the hard hit last week. Physically, you feeling all right? Because you sure look good.
Well, thanks for the concern. Yeah, definitely. I sore for a day or two, but definitely feel a lot better now, and I'm happy to be standing here with you. My guys just did a real good job. They got that Sanmina Eagle chassis, Donut engine, running around there real good. I just want to thank my parents and all the people back home that have stood behind us, in this deal. And
hey, got 5 top 5s. That's more than anybody would have expected at this point. Now, a lot of people thought maybe you'd go to the Gum Out Series. Will you stay now with the big series?
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure we had enough experience. You don't want to get out here and run, you run dead last in the B every night. You're not going to learn anything. But, I mean, these are the guys you got to beat on dirt. So, I mean, you got to face them sooner or later. So I think we're going to try to do it this year.
And he had a very good line here, guys, to close things up. Steve Kinzer's won his 447th race. Brad Furr said, I haven't even started that many yet.
Indeed so. And
thanks a lot.
Well, it's nice to see Brad's going to stick around. He had said originally after the April 14th race at Eldora, he was going to decide whether to stay here or go to the Gum Out Series, but apparently they're moving that schedule up some.
Well as they're running with the World of Outlaws, the Pennzoil World of Outlaws, they probably ought to just stay here.
92, Kevin Huntley, 2F Brad Furr in row number 4. Row 5 finds the 60 car Butch Schrader alongside the 51 of Casey Kane, then the 6 of Brooke Tatnall, U2W Travis Ryland, 18 Brian Carlson, and 56 Gerald Cressman. We go racing out of turn at number 4 and down the front straightaway. Jim Neer, not a very good start. The race fans, keep your eyes on a couple of Pennzoil World of Outlaws drivers coming from deep in the pack to try to qualify for this main event this evening. Brad Furr lining up 10th in the Sanmina Corporation. You go racing out of turn number 4 at the chalk stripe this time by, still looking for 12 green flag racing laps, transferring the top 4 finishers into tonight's feature event. Stretch into 1 and 2. Rob Chaney takes over the lead in the CS Racing number 9X. Battles it back up and unable to make the pass. Brad Furr pulling forward in the Sanmina number 2F. Brad Furr working the high side of the speedway. 2 spots away from the transfer. Jim Neer down low out of turn number 4, but can't make the battle for the lead. Here comes Huntley, falls short in the slide jump for this battle transfer spot. Alongside the 1X of Randy Hannigan in row number 1, the Deuce of Andy Hillenberg, and the 10 of Dale Blaney in row 2, 20 Jason Myers, 51 Casey Kane in row 3, 2F Brad Furr, 6 Brooke Tatnall in row 4, and the 22 of Jason Johnson rounding out the field. Green and Killer. Meanwhile, Brad Furr ducks to the inside of the hot foot Jason Myers. Side-by-side wheel-to-wheel battle for 7th down the backstretch. Furr slides up in front of the 51 car. That's Casey Kane. Now Brad Furr to the inside of the 6th Brooke Tatnall. Furr not
Heat number 4 will line up this way. Starting, watch Brad Furr in the red number 2, the San Mina sponsored entry. Green between 3 and 4 this time. 8 laps, 5 to transfer. Chesson and McMahon race hard into turn number 1. Chesson drives through the middle, McMahon on the low side. Pittman and Furr battle for the 3rd spot. Todd Schaefer up to 5th. Watch Furr on the outside. Brad Furr is up to 3rd. Siegel and Todd Schaefer going at it for the final transfer spot. McMahon coming after James Chesson for the lead. Brad Furr hard into the guardrail in turn number 4. Brad, provisionals will be added to the field. 4 locked in for sure. First 4 finishers automatically into the A. Pace vehicle is in Brad Furr. Finished 3rd in the point standings in 96 with NARC. 5th in the Gum Out Series a year ago. Best finish this year, a 2nd at Hanford in World of Outlaws competitions. Never won a World of Outlaws race, but he's been knocking on the door. The hard charger in the San Mina number 2, Brad Furr. The man alongside needs no introduction, the king of the Outlaws, Steve Kinser. Furr and Kinser race side by side down the front stretch. Kinser likes the high side, Furr the bottom. Kinser off turn number 4, he'll win it. Furr runs 2nd. Danny Wood makes a late charge to get 4th from Kaufman. Furr gets 2nd. Smith is 3rd. Kaufman 4th. Well, we're going to find out because, ladies and gentlemen, it is show time at Williams Grove Speedway right now. Kinser into the lead at the start. Shots right behind him. Lasowski's up slow. Price behind him. Shots takes the lead. Lasowski goes by Kinser. Kinser spins the 5M. Lasowski and Shots, front row. McMahon and Kreitz, row 2. Green is out. Lance Deweese makes a strong move from 8th spot. He's up to 4th. Lasowski will lead the first lap with Shots in tow. Then McMahon.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting set to go in the Channel Lock Dash. The 4 drivers who finished in the top 4 spots in the A main a night ago, along with the others who have already advanced here this evening. So our first chance to see Donnie Schatz and Lasowski, Deweese, and Michael.
There you see James Chesson, Mark Kinser, Pittman. Delansky's having a good year. Tim Schaefer here lately. Brad Furr is another guy. That guy this year has really put it together. John started 11th and won at Houston Speedway a couple weeks ago in a good year, so maybe that good year's on a comeback.
And now with Brad Furr running in 9th spot.
Brad Furr, another guy. We heard Bobby Gerald on our last telecast say that locally.
Well, baseball players say it's awful at the ballpark when it rains. Same thing for race fans. There's nothing pretty about rain at the racetrack. Welcome back to Williams Grove, everybody.
Third spot halfway home with Panda.
Bobby, it's Brad Furr's had his ups and downs this year, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He currently sits in 10th place in the World of Outlaws point standings, but I think the thing you have to consider here, guys, is that he is just 24 years old, and while a lot of other drivers have a lot of experience at all these Midwestern tracks that the Outlaws go to, this very young team headed by his crew chief, Mike Harper, and a gentleman that they call Crodfly, who is standing off to the right of him. They're a young team, and to be 10th in the World of Outlaw point standings at this stage of the season, I know, Brad Doty, you would say that's an accomplishment, especially considering that guys like Stevie Smith and Dale Blaney are outside of the top 10. Brad's coming off a third-place finish at Oklahoma City just the other night.
Well, you said it earlier in one of our shows, Bobby, that...
Back to the guys who are going to be in the A-Main coming up here in a few moments. That includes Brad Furr, the 2F, starting in 12th, Bobby.
Yeah, Eli, it's interesting because Brad is from California here, and we're on a short track, which is what you would see most back home. But this is a racetrack that you don't have a lot of laps at, Brad. What do you think you'll be able to do from outside row number 6 tonight?
Well, it looks like it's going to be a pretty racy little joint, so I'm not exactly sure what it's going to do yet, but hopefully we should be able to get where the good groove is and go forward.
Would you expect traffic to be the biggest factor in this A feature?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be a big deal when we get around to him. It's a pretty small track. Should be there pretty quick.
All right, Brad Furr is starting in the number 12 position, Dave Argerbright. Well, Jack.
Again, the top 4 will advance to the feature race, the A-Main.
Well, it looked like Skip Jackson just lit his tires up on the start. Something, maybe the engine didn't take off. It almost looked like a wheel spin to me. And
Brad Furr has gotten around everybody and has made the move right there. You saw Kinzer coming through in 5th spot right there on the back straightaway. Furr, Jackson, Myers, the 2 Kinzers, Hodden, Shield, and Landis in 6th. Mark Kinzer is in 7th. You see the rundown there on the upper left of your screen. Pick them out as they go by and see how they did. Time for us to pack up the cameras and microphones and head north to the dual.
Alrighty, looking for a start this time by some close racing right there as they exit turn number 4. But the green flag is out there for Steve Kinzer. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4, 25 car lengths the distance as they look for the white flag at the start-finish line. Paul May in the 71M car gives it up. Dave Whittle, white flag out. A half a mile to go. It looks like it's all Brad Furr in the Femina number 2F car. Bradley looking for the pole of the channel lock dash. Field out of turn number 4 down to the checkered flag. Down the front straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your third. O'Reilly Auto Part Heat Race winner Brad Furr. Second goes to Brad Furr and Chris out of 4. Here comes your channel lock dash. Brad Furr, your winner. Second. The Pennzoil World of Outlaws, Johnny Gibson. He's making his way in front of the car right now. How about a round of applause for the driver of the San Mina 2F, channel lock dash winner Brad Furr. Well, Brad, another one of your come-out classmates from last season, Jason Myers, got his first career win on Monday night at the Knoxville Raceway, trying to follow it up here tonight at the Terre Haute Action Track, a place where you got some experience last year with the Come-Out Racing Series.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, we just race as hard as we can every night, and car seems to be pretty fast tonight, and I hope we can do it.
Talk a little bit about what the track conditions are shaping up like. We saw a couple of guys trying different lines during the dash, the low side and the high side of the speedway.
As far as I can tell right now, the high side's the way to go.
We're going to have Brad Furr draw the winner of a 4-piece channel lock.
Chad Kemenah bringing them side by side to the white line. Green flag.
We're racing on a turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Kemenah goes up the speedway, takes the early lead. Jason Myers down level. Here comes Kinzer. Slides by the 15, takes over the 5th spot. Brad Furr and Jason Myers race side by side for 3rd. Myers hangs on to the spot. Mark Kinzer there in 5th. The slide job coming in that race for 3rd. No, Furr holds him down on the bottom of the speedway. Now slides up.
Now Brad Furr reeling in Cammy Swindell down the back chute.
Jason Myers goes for the slide job and the move for 2nd into turn number 4. Hot foot up to the cushion, gets the racing group, gets him down low, but Jason Myers takes over the runner-up spot. Here comes Kinzer right back at him in 1 and 2.
Mark Kinzer able to slide by. Well, Mark Kinzer still riding 3rd. Cammy Swindell 4th. Now as Brad Furr tries into the 5th spot. Then it's Stevie Smith running 6th. Shane Stewart 7th. Jeff Shepard 8th. And Danny Wood 9th. Looks like Greg Hodrick now cracks the top 10.
Brad Furr down low out of turn number 4. He's going to try to take a spot to Danny Swindell. There's the wheel to the finish line.
Brad Furr with the advantage
Brad Furr slides up on the high side of the speedway, going to lose some ground and maybe a couple of positions there. Swindell goes against the rubber on a turn number 4, gains position. Sammy Swindell still riding in fourth. Stevie Smith.
So baby, dry your eyes, say all the tears what dreams are made of, 'cause we be higher, even all behind. I will get higher. One foot on the brake and one on the gas. So I'm trying my best to leave no move, but fade black and white, come and touch my groove again. Oh yeah. Ain't no way I'm sitting home tonight. I'll be out until the morning light. Just hang around them local parking lots. Oh, checking out all the girls. Well, yeah. We celebrate when the gang's all here.
We listened to the radio station. We were too damn bored about the 8-track tape. There wasn't any good time to wanna be.
Wanna be the minority. I don't need your authority. The minority. Be the minority. Scream, scream and shout. Use your minds, let it
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
ready for this?
Everybody who's working eyes to the center and over to the right. Okay, one more. Do the same thing. Start on the left. One on the right.
Making his first career AA start and one of the leading contenders for the Kevin Goldberg Rookie of the Year Award. The 2F from Southern California, that's Brad Furr. To the outside.
By this scatter, there's a madman on the run. Stumbling through the wreckage like a blind man with a gun, nowhere to hide. I'm in too deep. 'Cause I'm in too deep. Over my head. Caught up in a hurricane that never seems to end. Hard to know the devil, I see the light.
It's the 2F of Brad Furr alongside the 3 of Darren Pittman in the front row, 20L Danny Lasowski, 19 Stevie Smith in row 2, 0 Billy Wilburn, 25 Todd Gracie, 10C Jeremy Campbell, 1H Mike Hudson, the 7K of Dan Shetler. Green flag flying, racing down into turns 1 and 2. Brad Furr picks up the early lead. Brad Furr, a 1.6 second advantage, having things all his way, as Steve said, completing lap number 5 now, actually stretching out the advantage over Darren Pittman. Pittman looking to transfer into the main event and lock up the Gumon Racing Series 2001 championship. But Brad Furr, contender for the Kevin Goldberg Award for Rookie of the Year at the Pennzoil World of Outlaws and a Gumon Series graduate, hanging on to a 1.6 second advantage and about to look at the white flag as he rolls out of turn number 4. Final turn, final time. Brad Furr is your O'Reilly Auto Parts Heat Race winner. There was no doubt about O'Reilly Auto Parts Heat Race number 4. Brad Furr was all alone like the chess club president on prom night. He was your heat race winner in the San Mina number 2F.
Race for the lead in heavy traffic. Brad Furr to the outside to take the top spot from Jason Myers. Winding down, just 2 more circles to go in this B main. Brad Furr is taking command now, racing away from Jason Myers. Into turn 3 and 4, checkered flag waves. Brad Furr is your B main winner this evening. It's the 2F of Brad Furr alongside the 3 of Darren Pittman in the front row. 10 Dale Blaney, 20L Danny Lasowski in row 2. 11H Tim Schaefer, 11 Steve Kinzer in row 3. 5M Mark Kinzer, 07 Johnny Bridges in row 4. 1H Mike Hudson, 4B Tom Bush in row 5. And the 69 of Bronzy Lawson rounding out the field. RPMs increase. Single file restart if you are still on the front row. Like the chess club president on prom night out in front of the field in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Heat Race number 1. He is your winner in the San Mina car number 2F, finishing second the MD race number 2.
Having squared off for 90 races over 8 months at high-speed tracks stretching from coast to coast, the 2001 Pennzoil World of Outlaws Series makes one last stop in Las Vegas. The world's top drivers stake their claim to the overall title. We are in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are ready to get down and dirty in the gambling capital of the world. The Pennzoil World of Outlaws in town for the Mopar World Finals. We are here. The fans are filing into the grandstands, and we are excited. Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Dillner, filling in for Eli Gold, and I'm very excited to be here for what is the final Pennzoil World of Outlaws weekend. Strategy there, Bobby, as we prepare for O'Reilly Heat Race number 4. And here is the grid. Brad Furr on the pole. Zach Chappell in second.
I don't know what, well, he was weaving around back there and just feeling things out, I guess, but
1 to go here in O'Reilly Heat Race number 4. Darren Pittman at the back of the field now. He'll have to make his way up through the pack to try to qualify for the A main. Brad Furr, he is your leader right now. And Brad Furr, another one of those guys battling for some points. He sits 12th right now for spot. 1 lap to go for Brad Furr in that number 2 car. He has checked out on this field. He will win unless something happens to him on the final corners here. Heat race number 4 in that number 2 car. Second place, Dale Blaney moving all the way up to second. He'll finish second. Third. The stakes are high for the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. A full moon over Vegas and the championship on the line. The battle between Mark Kinzer and Danny Lasowski. But right now we're going to go down to Bobby Gerald with Brad Furr.
And Brad Furr is hanging out here in the back of his trailer after winning the 4th heat. Brad, you guys are coming off a 4th place finish at Oklahoma City the other night, and that's a high water mark for you in the last couple of months. How important is it for you to finish strong tonight?
Well, you know, of course it's important, you know, especially on TV. You know, you like to look good and stuff, but, you know, that Eagle chassis is handling real well right now, and the Don Ott motor runs real good. So I think we can keep it up front.
We've been asking just about everybody in the pits what their plans are for next season. Have you guys dialed that in yet?
No, not exactly. We're still talking it over. We'll be racing, I'm sure. I don't know to what extent.
All right.
It is Channel Lock Dash time. 8-lap dash for cash to set the top 10 starting spots for tonight's A main. That is the Channel Lock Dash we are speaking about. And Brad Furr is on the pole. Danny Wood on the outside. Craig Delansky, another one of those heat race winners, starts 3rd. Johnny Herrera is 4th. Steve Kinzer and Joey Saldana, who won a race just last week. Jason Myers, Darren Pittman, who came back from ignition problems in his heat race. Danny Lasowski and Sammy Swindell on that Channel Lock car.
As well as it be on the front row of the dash, it's right where he needs to be.
There is Brad Furr getting a so-so jump, but he's still got Wood on the outside. Furr actually gets the lead. The battle right now for the 4th spot, Joey Saldana on the outside of the King, Steve Kinzer. We're going back to the lead. There is Brad Furr, and man, he is just doing awesome here tonight. We're going to go back to 2nd spot right now. 2nd spot, Danny Wood, who, as we mentioned back here earlier this year, won an A main, did a dynamite job there. In the 3rd spot right now, we have Johnny Herrera, and the 4th spot, Joey Saldana. But there is Furr still checking out on the field.
He sure is. He's just riding around here comfortably right now. And if he's smart, he's thinking about that race car, Bob. He's feeling it every corner, every lap. What can I do to even get faster?
Well, only one more corner to go. Here he comes off the 4th corner. Brad Furr, your winner of the Channel Lock Dash. Brad Furr, he's got the setup, Brad, here tonight at Vegas.
And the tires. Everybody will be down there looking at his tires, looking at tire wear mostly to see what compound he has on. The compound just means how soft or how hard the rubber is. They'll go down there and look at it, see what he has on that car, because he is fast.
Here is the results from the dash. Of course, Brad Furr, we mentioned he was the winner.
Laps too. And these guys, I mean, I've said it so many times, Bob, what makes or breaks a good outlaw race is lap traffic. And only 8 laps are not going to get into much lap traffic. So later on, when they get a few more laps to run, I think we're going to see the racetrack widen out and see a lot more passing.
It's actually Brad Furr's 3rd dash win of the year. He is doing so well tonight, looking for his first outlaw win of the year here in Vegas. He is climbing out of the car right now. We are going to go downstairs.
Well, Bob Dillner, he's pulling off that crash helmet. The Outlaw official congratulating him. Brad Furr, you've won the opportunity now to start on the front row of the feature event. How important is starting position going to be tonight?
I think it's pretty important, you know. I mean, now it's my race to lose, I guess.
Now, Brad Doty said you're cruising every corner feeling on how you can make this car better at this point. What can you do to improve it even still?
I think we're going to maybe get in there a little better over there and into 3, and I think we'll be better off.
It's okay to smile now. You won a race.
All right, thanks.
Brad Furr.
That's the 24-year-old California kid, Brad Furr, the winner of the Channel Lock Dash. Of course, the Mopar A feature coming up next. Mopar, parts for Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep vehicles from the dealerships that sell and install them. Brad Furr, he's won the heat, he's won the dash, he's on the pole for the A-Main, going for his first win of the year. This is what we've all been waiting for, the Pennzoil World of Outlaws A-Main here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And of course, we're keeping an eye on the championship battle, Brad. Danny Lasowski starts 6th, running pretty well here tonight. Mark Kinzer, as we mentioned, not running up to snuff. He starts 18th on the grid.
Well, we talked about it in the opener earlier in the show. Danny Wood started 18th and came through and won, so it can be done.
You are exactly right. Danny Wood on the outside pole for this race. Brad Furr, who has dominated the evening so far, he is your pole sitter. We'll see if the rest of the field has caught up to the San Mina number 2. But right now, Brad Furr is getting ready to go green here in the A-Main for the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Scattering all over the place to battle for the lead right now. Wood trying to go underneath Furr, but he can't do it. Furr holds on to the top spot. The lead, the battle. Danny Wood, Brad Furr. Wood wants it. Furr's got it. But wow, Wood just really slipped up there.
Yeah, it looked like turn 4, he got real loose coming out and let Danny Wood close in, but he straightened the car back up, pulled away just a little bit. As you can see, Wood caught in traffic back there behind him.
Going back to the lead. Brad Furr still got it, still has that hot setup tonight. You mentioned maybe some other people would be going to look at that San Mina number 2, and you know, I don't think they have the hot ticket. I definitely think Furr's got it here tonight.
Yep, but look at Danny. Well, Danny got real crossed up there. Danny Wood closed in, but Saldana's still right there too. But yeah, Brad Furr, after that dash, he looked so good. He's looking that good again right now.
And for all you Dale Blaney fans out there, Furr just puts a lap on Blaney in the number 10 car. Furr really on rails out here as we're going back to the lead. You see Brad Furr there opening up quite a margin over Danny Wood, but the second spot is the hot spot right now as Saldana tries to close in on Wood. Back to the lead, 2 laps to go. Saldana trying to close in.
As I said earlier, he's running faster lap times than Brad Furr. He's really closing in fast down here in turn 4.
Here comes the Beef Packers 83, Joey Saldana, won at Devil's Bowl, trying to steal the win away from Brad Furr. Brad's never won one of these.
I don't think Joey's going to be able to get it done. He lost. Oh, well, Brad Furr might get sideways here by this lap car.
Brad Furr comes off the 4th turn, and he will win his first of the year here in the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Joey Saldana 2nd, Danny Wood 3rd. Steve Kinzer 4th, and Danny Lasowski keeps the point lead and extends it over Mark Kinzer with a 5th place finish. We watch Brad Furr make his way around the track. We were joking around a little while ago, you know, Brad Furr had done so well here tonight, but he was so calm in that interview with Bobby Gerald a little while earlier. Let's see if he's a little more excited now.
He's always so calm. I mean, he is so laid back outside of that race car. It's amazing.
He's got to be one happy camper inside that number 2 car right now. I mean, explain what that feels to win your first one.
Oh, it's what you aim for. It's been a long season, you know, going to the last weekend to win this preliminary night. I mean, you want to finish up big at the end of the season. That carries you through the winter.
Outlaws' first feature of the weekend here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Done. Brad Furr is the winner, and he's with our Bobby Gerald.
And here he is, race fans. Brad Furr, I know you're the guy that sometimes you show the smile, sometimes you don't, but I think you got to give us one there after that.
Yeah, I'm totally happy. I really want to just say hi to all my family and friends that are watching, you know, and thanks for being my family and friends, I guess. And, you know, my crew guys, Mike Harper, Rod Musing, and Chopper, and all these guys helping us out. And they just did a real great job. And, man, I just did the easy part. So what can I say? This Eagle Chassis Don Ott deal, it works good.
Tell me about those last couple of laps. Could you hear Joey Saldana behind you? He was really closing.
Yeah, I thought I could hear something the whole race. You know what I mean? I just kept trying to stay in there and just drive as hard as I could without making mistakes.
Were you worried that something was going to fall off the car or have something go wrong there in the last few minutes?
I was more worried that I'd make a mistake, miss a track or something there, you know what I mean, more than the car. The guys do a good job. I trust the car.
All right, well, congratulations to you, Brad. A fantastic performance, and we'll look forward to seeing you next year. Check this out. A big congratulations by the King, Steve Kinzer. It doesn't get much better than that, huh?
Does it? It does not. Thank you.
All right. Dave Argenbright.
Well, Joey Saldana, close second in that. Let me ask you, if you'd have had a few more laps, could you have won this?
Just at the start of the race, the track was so fast. I mean, everybody was just very equal. And, you know, once we got in the lap traffic, then I had a shot at getting to the front. And I knew I had a shot if I could get him racing with somebody around the bottom because I was working pretty good around the top in 3 and 4. But we didn't get it done, and Brad's been trying all year. And, you know, he's been very close all year, and he definitely deserved to win. We just won a race last week, and it's a lot of hard work, and you wonder if it's worth it. So he definitely deserved it because he's been out here all year working as hard as anybody else. So I like to see him win.
I've heard before.
Lights out on the Dodge Pace Truck. The next time we see this field, they'll be at full song. And as is our custom here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, I need everybody out of their seat as the field makes their way to turns 3 and 4. Let's send this field off Las Vegas style.
Green and go on a turn number 4. Couple of cars stacked up here on the first straightaway.
Now he sets his right on the 3 is Darren Pittman.
Race leaders into that traffic now. Brad Furr trying to hold off Joey Saldana, Steve Kinzer, and Pittsburgh. Everybody right there as they get into heavy traffic in turns 3 and 4.
Brad Furr underneath the 3S as he comes to the right. Joey Saldana now has moved in to within 2 car lengths. As they guard the bottom line, there's Andy Hillenberg. Hillenberg to look into the top side. That's where this right there to the 2 rush.
New leader is Andy Hillenberg. Hillenberg takes the measure of Brad Furr on the high side on the turn number 4.
Andy Hillenberg points the car straight on turn number 2.
Andy Hillenberg leads at Brad Furr second, then it's the lap car of Brian Coelho, Steve Kinzer third, Joey Saldana fourth, and Shane Stewart rounding out the top 5.